There's not a lot of videos on the internet of the ProLink Edge that I can see, especially ones on any light duty vehicle. So this is a 6-liter. It's a 2006, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, this is a full master set that I got from my local Snap On dealer. And I guess I didn't say who I am. I'm Kyle Lohr with Elite Auto and Diesel here in Baser, Kansas. Anyway, so there is some cool things that this thing can do that like the regular Snap-on scan tools will not on Ford diesels. Now it will not do everything that the regular scan tool as far as, so see, as you can see, there's 3 modules that you can pick. Well, you can't see, for example, you can't see the generic electronic module or the GEM module. You can't see, there's some things that you can't see. Audio control module, which I'm not sure if it has one or not, but you can't see some of the body stuff. But the engine, transmission, and ABS stuff is, I'm going to go with definitely second to none. So if all you do is that kind of stuff with these, this is the tool to have. So on these, it automatically comes up with your it comes up with your memory codes. So different than a regular scan tool, a regular Snap-on scan tool where you have to hit memory codes. It just automatically pulls them up. Got glow plugs. This truck in particular is a crank no start. Some of the things that I'd like to show though that people may want to see as far as those working on Fords maybe is what you can do that you can't do. So you can do power balance, which you can do with regular Snap-on scan tools, and of course IDS. I will say this though, this power balance is almost identical to IDS as far as speed and being able to see when the engine's under a load. The regular Snap-on scan tools are great because they're a little bit cleaned up, meaning you won't get false readings near as much, and it will help you. It has its own place, but if you're a guy who's wanting the Ford style, the power balance on the ProLink Edge is just like the Ford IDS. The second one though, relative compression, is something you cannot do with a regular Snap-on scan tool, and you can do it with this ProLink Edge. And so I'll go ahead and do that. I do not believe this. I have not ran a relative compression test on this truck. Like I said, it's a crank no start, but I don't believe it has any kind of compression problems, but we'll go ahead and see what it does. It tells you to do the same thing as IDS, which is hold the throttle wide open, and then it gives you a counter, so whenever you start cranking the engine, it's going to crank over. Now, just by listening to it, I'm going to say it has good compression on all 8 cylinders, just from experience. But let's say it didn't. I mean, so it goes down 60, 80, 100. I mean, we got one that says like, upper 90s or whatever there. So, I mean, that's a pass. But if you had it down cylinder, which I have used it, this will drop down the graph. And this is a very handy thing to have. And this is the only aftermarket scan tool I can come up with that has relative compression for Ford diesels. There is relative compression on the regular Snap-on scan tools for gas engines, but not for the diesels. So I think that's a very handy thing. The rest of the stuff that it has on there is all typical of any scan tool. So, but data and all that's pretty similar to any other scan tool, but I just thought I'd show some of those things. I think the ProLink Edge is a super good way to go if you do anything from just 3/4 ton trucks up to semis. I think it's second to none. I mean, I'm sure there's guys out there that would say, blah, 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 this is better. But we mostly work on Fords up to, maybe like F750s or maybe bigger Isuzus. We go up to medium duty. We don't go all the way to semis. But, for those, this thing kicks ass for for those vehicles anyway. So anyway, and shout out to Snappy Tools here in Baser, Kansas for selling me this wonderful scan tool. Thank you.